Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spiegel Mom Scraps channel. It's Caitlin here with another process video. Don't forget to use my code if you go to the shop. This month we are working with Stick It Down and using their sketches to inspire our layouts. I'm working with a double page sketch today, but I'm actually going to turn it into a single page sketch. I'm also featuring a ton of supplies from my How to Kill a Kit with Style homemade kit. So if you're interested in seeing that, head over to my personal channel. But I pulled in this beautiful 1 Canoe 2 pattern paper with the beautiful logs on it. And I also have a teal background paper back there that I'm going to use as a border. And that is from my Fall Fun pack from Craftsmith Co. And now I'm actually looking for some pattern papers to that triangular design that was featured on the sketch. These ones I believe are from Creative Memories. They were gifted to me by Susan and I'm getting to use them already, which is fun. So I pulled out some of the more basic patterns from here and sticking with the neutrals. And I actually pulled in red as well since there's some red in the background paper. And like I mentioned before, this is 1 Canoe 2 from the Creekside collection. I think this is the only paper I own from that collection, but I'm not sure since I sort all of my loose pattern paper by color. I might have more, I'm not 100% sure. But I'm just going to trim this down. You can see that that background paper has a pattern in the middle. But I'm going to cover that whole thing up because I don't really like that sort of themey border piece. I just never have and probably won't ever use it that way. But I really like the blue polka dot around the outside. To the left, I just opened these Simple Stories Camping chipboard pieces, which I do use a bunch of those on this layout, which I'm really happy with. I thought I was going to use some more teal elements, so I pulled out this teal ribbon, which is from my October Afternoon collection bits and pieces that I put in this kit. But I ended up not using the ribbon at all. Just didn't really go with the sketch, and I'm trying to focus on the sketch, so I just kind of set that aside. And maybe I'll use it on another How to Kill a Kit with Style kit project. And another great thing that happens during this video is that my ATG gun runs out of tape, guys. Isn't that sad? And like I mentioned several times probably, I am working on getting used to my new camera. So it does go in and out of focus a little bit, a couple different times, so I apologize for that. But it is getting a little bit better, so hopefully in future videos I can figure out how to make it only autofocus when I want it to, and just keep it regular focus otherwise. So here I'm going to pop out some pieces. I'm taking out these little hiking shoes. There's an arrow that I want to use. And yeah, so here's my photo. It's of me and my boyfriend, and I'm going to map that on some of these 6x6 papers that I have. I'm not sure if they're part of a specific collection, but they came with stickers and with vellum shapes. So I'm assuming they're part of a little kit or collection, but I wasn't sent the packaging or anything. I just wanted to use what I got. So I'm starting off with this light brown color, which really pulls in that lighter color from the wood slices in the background. And then I go for a nice red. And this red's nice because it does match that deeper red that's in the little pattern paper. So here's the sketch I'm working with. I showed it to you guys earlier. I'm only going to work with one side of it. They have a bunch of other sketches which you can check out in our Facebook group, 15 Minutes to Scrap with Spiegel Mom Scraps, because we're featuring them all month long. You'll definitely want to play along because we're going to have some fun prizes. And this is only one of the 3 sketches, so you'll also be seeing more from me based on these sketches. If you want to catch all of the details, head over to that group or to the Stick It Down Facebook page. Follow them as well. We are doing a giveaway, so check out all of the details so you don't miss out. So now I have 2 little layers behind my photo, and the layering was pretty simple in the sketch, so I wanted to keep it simple on my photo. I know that the sketch called for 3 smaller photos, but I think 1 larger photo sufficed for this. And again, sketches aren't rules, it's just a guideline and a design to try to follow. So the hardest part of this sketch was trying to work out the triangular portions. So what I did was just take my scissors and started cutting triangles. This part is kind of off screen, which I didn't mean to do. So I'm going to actually fast forward it a little bit. I'm just going to cut out various triangles and try to make them fit together. So what I ended up doing was cutting a few triangles at first, some that are right angle, some that are obtuse, some that are acute, and just try to fit those together. And you'll see me switching papers throughout because I wanted a variation. And I'm lining them up across the bottom, and again, sorry they're cut off because I wasn't paying attention. The reason I was trying to make it more organic was because if you look at the sketch, they fit together, but they also kind of fall apart at the edges. So I kind of go for that look, and again, I switch the papers back and forth for plain colored and for patterned cardstock just to give a variation of the look. So there's the completed setup. I thought I was going to keep it at the bottom because that's how the sketch has it, and then I decided, well, it looks quite busy over here, so maybe I should put some vellum behind it or on top of it. So here I'm measuring out some vellum. And I've been using vellum a little bit more recently on some of my layouts. I think it just adds such a soft touch and can really help tone down a layout or a pattern when you want to put something on top of it. So I put this here, and then the vellum just made it worse. I think it made the triangle stand out too much. And then I also couldn't get the right size of it because my triangles were spaced such odd spacing, and then they didn't touch the borders, so should the vellum touch the borders? In other words, I don't end up using the vellum. It looked okay, and vellum's great in a different place and time, but this was just not the right time for it. But here you can kind of see me place my triangles in again. And when I actually do glue the triangles down later on, I have to fidget with them because I actually forgot how they went together. So that was a little bit of an issue. So if you're doing a layout like this, make sure you take a picture of your layout so you can remember how to put it back together later on, because I did not and I forgot how to do it. So you'll see me push these back on because I'm like, I don't like the vellum, it looks awful. But I think having the triangles on the bottom of the layout made it too heavy. This is a very bold background. Those wood slices are just bold and in your face, and these triangles are just making it so heavy on the bottom that you kind of ignore the background, if that makes sense. So like they're competing. The triangles and the wood log slices are competing. And I think it looks terrible, so I'm like, okay, well, what if I add a pattern paper beneath it to give it some similarity or separation from these wood slices? And then I say, well, I hate that as well. So it's really a lot of experimentation on this layout, and I did cut out a bunch of it because it was taking a very long time. So you don't see the entire thing here, but I did try to work through it. I even thought about putting them as a photo layer, so tucking them under my photo sort of, but that didn't work really either. So I'm going to fidget with them a bit more and then realize I don't like the way it's looking. And instead I decide to move on to other things. I'm looking through all my other supplies, and then I realized, why don't I just move it to the side? So I glued all of them down onto the side there, and I really like the way it looks on the side. Again, you can flip and twist sketches however you want. I added a little bit of washi to give it a different grounding piece instead of the blue. I think the brown looks a lot better. And here I even pulled out some Click Kit wood slices. At least I believe they're from Click Kit. And then I have some embellishments pulled out already, like those chipboard I talked about earlier, and a flare. And that flare is actually from the Crafty Pocket and another small shop. We did a collab with them a little while back, if you guys remember. And now I'm just going to start gluing everything down. The embellishment clusters come together pretty easily. I kept it very simple since it was a very busy background. So I glued all those items down, including some October Afternoon buttons. And now I'm diving into some Martha Stewart stickers. These are quite old, but my boyfriend got them for me, and I'm finally using some of them. I pulled out a little bird and a squirrel and an acorn, and I just thought it worked perfectly. And now I'm thinking about what sequins I want to include. So what I go for is the metallic mess sequins, beautiful golds and whites, and I thought the brown goldy color went really well with the layout. And here you can also see that I glued down my title. That part got deleted accidentally off my footage, so you guys don't get to see that. I'm sorry about that. But that is from Freckled Fawn. And I even finished it off with some Heidi Swap Color Shine. And again, just waiting for it to focus because it's taking forever. And my lighting was so bad this day, guys. I don't have AC in my craft room, and the light just pours in at the end of the day, and it's already so hot out there, and it was very, very hard to film this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and check out all the sketches in the 15 Minutes to Scrap with Spiegel Mom Scraps Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!